Good morning, friends, and I'm live again after a while. It has really been a very busy clinic, and since the lockdown has opened, I don't think I had a single day off. I think it was just this week that I had taken it slow and relaxed. And even today, I had a retreat, and something happened that I had to cancel it. So it's a time that I can come online and share all this lovely stories that we have from our clients and all the lovely information that I can share with you guys. So today we are going to talk about subconscious mind, and of course I've talked a lot about it, but I think I keep emphasizing that there are so many ways of how people feel they can heal, and it's very easy, and we are so hypnotized and programmed that we easily go back to the same repetitive patterns of medications or the same repetitions. But then how the life has changed, and people are coming more into light, more into realization about the power of their own mind and how powerful our minds are, and how we can use this with alternative therapies. There are so many powerful tools we have created here. And of course, Irish hypnosis is one of the best, I would say, because as a training, getting trained with that, I was surprised and I was like, oh my God, how can this be real? How can a life change in just a session? And it was really very exciting for me as a student, as a getting trained as a therapist. And I couldn't stop thinking that how life would be to see this on a day-to-day basis with my clients. And now I am here, I'm really happy with my work because I see the transformation every day. So subconscious mind is the real you, the real me. There are three layers of mind: the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, and the subconscious mind. So the unconscious mind is taking care of our breathing, it's taking care of our immune system, it's taking care of all the thing in the background that needs to happen. Digestion, everything you can think about. It's your heart is beating, you're not paying attention to it consciously, it's automatically happening. So this is all a program from your unconscious mind, which cannot be programmed, and it is programmed, unprogrammable. The one which is conscious, so consciously we know many things that we are doing we shouldn't be doing. I'm getting angry, I am taking too much stress, I am worried about things which never happens. I am comfort eating because I'm trying to look ugly so that no one attacks me again. I'm trying to feel anxiety because at one point I was not feeling safe. So anytime I'm around people or I have to do public speaking, I am feeling anxiety, panic attacks. All this is consciously, and subconsciously this is happening. So what happens in the subconscious level is, consciously, no matter what you know, how much you try and lose weight, how much you try and quit that weed or that alcohol or that addiction, how much you want to have the right partner for yourself, and you still end up with the wrong kind of relationship every time you just get in the same cycle. A repetition, a stuck cycle, could be anorexia, could be a weight issue, could be an addiction, and just a repetitive pattern. And there's always a question: how long? What is the way out? Can I go to the doctors because I can't keep going like that? And the easiest way for doctors is give you antidepressants and medications. Well, if it's some cases it's necessary, but did you try the alternative therapy? Because there are ways of how you can use your subconscious mind, your own mind's power, to change the blockages, the illnesses, or the belief patterns. So what happens subconsciously is everything that you believe in, everything that is happening in your personality, everything that you're going through right now in your life, which you feel you're not happy with, or if you don't feel, I have everything, I have a child, I have family, I have money, I have a business, I have a job, but I'm not happy, I'm not content. I feel those who are single are more happier, and those who are single are feeling, no, those who are with the family are happier, they at least have someone to go out. So what's happening here is the subconscious mind, if you don't feel that contentment and that happiness, it's something that is biting or something is not right. Something could be very simple, that I feel I have a great job, but I'm stuck because I am not happy there. I am not fully utilized and I feel I need to change my job. But because of the fear of interview, fear of giving answers, I can't allow myself. I'm stuck in a position. I'm stuck because I can't do presentations, because I can't do public speaking. So, whatever is this mental block is not letting you live your life to the fullest, to your capacity, the way you want to live yourself. So, that is a part of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is programmable. It is very much programmable, and it is something like a blueprint, or it is something like it's a program that runs your entire personality. So there's nothing in you that you feel you cannot change in subconscious mind, because you can actually clear anything. So I had a lovely client, very young girl, teenager, and she was 17. She was very good to let me share her story with you guys. So she's 17-year-old. She came here with a mother. Years and years of work on food disorder. So she had anorexia, and she was not able to feel the hunger or have a desire to eat. So this happened when she was trying to lose weight. As a teenager, you have that time that where you feel like, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to have that particular number that is the skinny type, and that was her initial intention. And that brought her to a place where she was actually not able to eat at all. So she was, at one point in Christmas, she said she was standing there with a piece of apple in her hand, and she was looking at it as if she didn't even knew what to do with this. And then she realized there's some kind of disorder she's going through. So then they started to take all the help they can think about, which we naturally go towards, got GPs, doctors, camps, everything, you just name it. They have tried it for years and years, till a point that parents had to sit with her at every mealtime. She was like a very strict meal, because her heart was almost going to close, shut down. Her body was shutting down because she had no energy, no food in her body, and she was just to a point of really passing out. So the parents put her into a very strict program, and she was in camps, and she was very, very, it was very difficult for the child to go through that, the teenager to go through that. And every 3 hours, the parents had to be around her on the table, making sure she's finishing what she's eating. So it was very difficult. She can't go out. She had anxiety around food, really bad anxiety, lots of guilt, and issues with even relationships, which was later discovered and shared with me. So there was a lot of patterns, and they decided that because we've tried everything, nothing is helping, and I don't want my child, she's just starting her life, to be here. And I could see the love and the concern of the parents here. And of course, I deal with a lot of teenagers, and it's my heart goes, because I have a teenager myself, and I know how difficult it is for parents, because they want to dream everything best for the children, and when something gets them stuck, and she would have panic attack around food, or if someone was upset. So in the sessions, I designed for this lovely girl, which was the first session, we worked with the subconscious mind and clearing all with the rapid emotional release. So all that anxiety she was feeling, we cleared it in the rapid emotional release. She was being constantly reminded that there is a sickness. You are sick. You are not well. You have eating disorder. And that repetition was somewhere reinforcing the illness or this habit. And my suggestion was not to remind her of the food. Just be mindful of it for the parents, and just be around and have a look and let her feel the hunger and reach out for the food. So that was my first session. And after that session, which was a long session, really The girl was amazing. She put everything to the session because she really wanted to come out of this, and she played her role. I am an expert in this, so I did my best. And after the first session, I got a review saying that she started opening the cupboards and picking up drinks for herself, which was, parents were like, oh my God, how is it possible? Just imagine parents going through years and thinking and believing this is life, where you have to sit, make sure she's finishing her rolls, her drinks and everything, and measuring her scales and measuring everything, her weight every day. It's a nightmare, isn't it? So for them to see that she's grabbing and drinking all these juices was amazing for the parents. And I got the lovely reply back. The second session was a regression session, which is hypnosis. Yes, I know, Flo, this is a common, and so many children are suffering with this eating disorder. So the second session was a regression session, which was hypnosis. And in the hypnosis session, we cleared more anxiety, more tracking down, but the guilt was on a different level altogether. And the guilt was so different from the anorexia that she was going through, the eating disorder, that it questions was arising that there is something else needed for this client to help the client come out of this. So after the second session, of course, she started to feel less anxiety around going to school, because then there will be time where your lunch times and all those times and meeting people. This was another kind of anxiety. So that was cleared in the second session. So she was happy to go back to school, and she was happy to take her drinks and a little bit out with her friends. So which was the next step of success, which we could see. And the third session, she was very much open to allow me to work on different levels, just because we wanted to help her and clear things on all levels, not just what we can see and track and find in this life. So we did something like a past life regression. Now the client doesn't have to believe in a past life to have a past life regression. We can have the normal beliefs that we have, that maybe this is the only life we live in. But with the past life regression, your subconscious mind has the option to present the issue or the problem in the way that is appropriate for the subconscious to reveal it, so that we can find a solution and clear it from there. So in the third session, what we did with this lovely girl was a past life regression. And it was like so easy for this girl to go in the past life, and we could see exactly the entire patterns of the illness, how it started, how it was so intense, and what was happening. So I will tell you the full story. So what happened in this life here now, when she was 17, that her father had a heart attack. Now the father's heart attack triggered a kind of a fear from the past life block that she was carrying. So her father's heart attack was so emotional, and I know children are emotional, but this girl was extremely emotional. She used to feel guilty to, even if someone is upset, like I used to feel like, what kind of lovely girl she is. She used to feel like no one should be upset, everyone should be happy with me, no one should be, if I make anyone, even if I'm not trying to, and someone is upset, I take the guilt, I take the pain. Now in the past life, we realized that she was in an abusive marriage where she was dead, she was killed because of the abuse, which was physical. And so that was the reason of her death. But then still it was not clear why anorexia, why the food disorder, why this guilt and this emotional pain that she's feeling. So we tracked it down to when she was 17 in her past life, where her father in that life was dying. So in that life, her name was Mary, that I can share. I can share the name of this lovely girl. Of course, she's a teenager. So in the past life, her name was Mary, and she was 17 when her father died in the past life. When her father was dying, he asked her to promise her to get married and be happy. So she was 17, she felt really sad, but she wanted to fulfill her father's last wish, that she should be married and happy. What she did was, after her father's funeral and everything, she was going out and she saw this lovely man in the market, and she said she fell in love with him, And because her father said that, yes, you need to get married to a man and be happy ever after, she wanted to please her father's last will and she married. Surprisingly, this desire that she fulfilled to please her father's last wish was the leading reason for her death. So all her guilt and trying to please people and feeling sad and having commitment issues coming from that root. So we cleared the anorexia, but we were also still working on the other issues which was so underlined, which was so not visible. But in the sessions, I could see it more. So when we cleared it there and we let all that pain in Mary's life, in this life, she's now going out, enjoying her life with her friends. That's what I heard last. And she's eating out and she is having a normal life. So I am so happy to hear that kind of review. This is what I was training, and I was really feeling that I want to do this one day because this made me feel so happy. The success of your client's story and my client's work and their life is a reward for me. There's nothing bigger than that. So your subconscious mind has the power. If you feel there's a block there, if you feel there's a fear or anxiety, panic attack, eating disorder, looks very simple to you at this point. Like father's having a heart attack. Of course you feel sad. This looks very simple, but to an extent that you can't stop crying, to an extent that it's too much for you to process, to an extent that it's leading you to an illness. Now, this is something that you need to pay attention to. So, all these patterns, why I'm sharing these stories, is helping in a way see that if there's something in me as a pattern, and if I can seek help for that. Because your subconscious mind has the power to be programmed to clear any blockages. Anything that you feel you're not happy in, that you don't feel content in your life, and it's not bringing you to a place where you're feeling that this is how I want to feel, be, and I'm in my power, in my control. So when I see clients with alcohol issues, or they are having weeds and cigarettes, it's the commitment that we require from the client, that they subconsciously say, I am fed up with this, I want to come out of this pattern. And then what we do is we create sessions there. So the last night I had a lovely client, and she hopefully is going to give us a review of feedback very soon. So this client is here for alcohol addiction, and we had a very good session, just a calm session, which is rapid emotional release. And in the session, what we do is everything that the clients are beating themselves for. So I'm not good enough. It's the same for everyone. I'm not good enough. I am stupid. I am anything and everything that you've heard people say to you. Could be parents, could be friends, could be bullies, could be society, could be a bad relation. Anything that people are saying to you, their external voice becomes our internal voice. It's like an entity inside us constantly telling us how we are not good enough. And this is a repetitive thing. And so when people are going through such kind of negative chatters inside, they usually write a list of all those negative chats that they're having, critical mind biting them, telling them how they're not good enough, how they're not worthy for a better life or a good relationship or a healthier life, and how this is just a waste of their time, they are bad people, and they're not allowed to be happy. All this negative chatter inside them is cleared in just one session. So after the session, all this negative chatter, and we give them the same paper to read, and they say, weird, I don't feel that, because that's not true. And we ask them the question, did you write that? They didn't. But then it's like, how it's so weird, and they find it really weird because that negative chatter is reprogrammed and changed to your own inner positive voice. So can you imagine a mind which is positive, which is absolutely relaxed, calm? Of course, situations are going to come every now and then. There will be fears and worries of the present moment and about what's happening in the situation. But then you will have no baggage from the past to think about, oh, the last time this happened or the previous time that happened. You are living in the moment and thinking and deciding for the moment. So you're carrying yourself light in your journey of life. So with your subconscious mind, we can actually use many different techniques which are designed. The best techniques is, of course, hypnosis, because it's a trance state. So in your trance state, you are in a very relaxed, it's a more meditative, relaxed state. You're neither asleep nor awake. And then your subconscious mind is open. Now that's your protective mind. When people are going through panic attack, anxiety, their protective mind is overprotecting them. So the subconscious mind can actually take the role of overprotecting you. So how it's like it's protecting you all the time. If you're going on the road and you're crossing the road, you're not allowed to close your eyes because your subconscious is protecting you. You are not allowed, because it will always make sure your eyes are open. Try it, it's not possible. Yeah, because that's your protective mind. And your subconscious mind is here to protect us. All the time it's protecting us. It's there to help us. So in hypnosis or in our program, in our sessions, when we are trying to change it, we are trying to make sure the subconscious understands it's for your benefit and for your well-being, and it has protected you for a very long time, and it's good. But now it's time to let go of the block and let go of that overprotection and let the person live, because that's anxiety or that stress that they're going through now. It's just unbelievable, leading them to illnesses and sicknesses. And so with alcohol and such addictions, it's a habit. Of course, it's cultural thing as well, but it's more a habit. Everyone is doing it. So it's integrated in the system. To bring it out, you really need to have a desire to say, yes, that's it. Most of the clients would say, I want to reduce it, and I should have a very clear limit, and that's it. So there are many things how we help to program our subconscious mind. Now I'm going to share, and I have recently shared the testimonial of a lovely lady, Linda, and so how subconsciously we can program our subconscious mind for a future event. So this is a testimonial from Linda, and this lovely lady has shared her pregnancy journey with us. So Linda came to me when she was 9 months pregnant, and she was she was in her time of delivery. I think just two weeks she had. So that was a lovely hypnobirth. So how can we work with hypnobirth? So what does hypnobirth do? So all the anxiety, all the stress, if you're a new mother and you're just the first time going to be a mother pregnant, then you have lots of anxiety or lots of, because it's all new experience and you're not sure what to expect and what not to expect. And there are so many stories of the people or the mothers and the ladies around you sharing their hard times and labor and how painful it was for them. With hypnobirth, we release all those kind of fears and negative patterns and the stories that they've heard, which has an effect, because everything you hear has an effect on your subconscious mind. So we clear it all and we bring you to a place which is very peaceful, where you have a very loving and harmonious relationship with the baby, which is still not born, and you already have a bond with your baby which is loving. You see pregnancy in a very different way, and no longer you're seeing it as a harsh words of labor and pain and a big task. You see it more as a beautiful journey or process of giving birth. So I'm going to share with you and I'm going to read Linda's journey and her own words, how she has described, and it's also available on the page. You can always have a look at her own reviews and her video. She has shared the review and her video of before, when she was in the labor, how she was in the process. She was her lovely husband Kieran was recording her, and how lovely and calm she was looking in the video. So do have a look and let me know how you feel about it, and do congratulate Linda about that. So I have this is before her pregnancy, like before her time of giving birth. So this is her 30th week. So she has shared this in her group. I have been booked in for an induction on July 13th. This means that in 2 weeks, the baby will finally be with us and I won't be pregnant anymore. So before we started, she already had 2 children, and her previous 2 births were very traumatic, and a lot was going on there. So she was like, this is the last one. So now I will be 38 weeks at this point, and the cool thing is that it is all my dad's birthday. It is also my dad's birthday. Normally, I would fight an induction and prefer a natural birth, but I have been so unwell since May that I actually can't wait for this pregnancy to be over. I will try all I can to get things moving along on my own next week, but if if that doesn't work, I am at peace with being induced again. The baby is measured in the 95th percentile in size, so by letting it go any longer, I risk more complication like I had on my last 2. Okay. One of the main reasons I feel so calm about whatever way the birth will go is that I had 2 amazing hypnosis sessions in the last few days with my new hypnotist, Bindu Malhotra, and she's shared the link there. We focused the 2 sessions on a positive birth experience, and she also gave me recordings to listen to at home. So these are the recordings that you will receive after your sessions to listen every day, every night before going to bed, and even in the labor room, in the room where you're going to give birth to your child. So within the first day, I could clearly see my thoughts around my massive bum begin to shift. Instead of thinking, oh God, how will I ever get this baby out safely, I started to see my bum as cute for the first time. I stopped having intense fearful thoughts about the birth weighing me down every day and began to think about what the baby will be like. The biggest change through though was today at my hospital appointment. I was in the best mood ever going in there. It was the first time that I went in feeling happy and relaxed ever. I even thought about how great it will feel in the ward again. Oh wow, isn't it amazing? So going to the doctor, 9th month, just imagine. So she's saying even though about how great it will feel to be back in the ward again with my newborn having those precious first days. Of course, my blood pressure was good because I was so calm. My whole experience felt so different. I can't recommend hypnosis enough for things that you can't see to improve on your own. I have been trying for months to deal with my anxiety from previous birth traumas, but I just wasn't able to. Sometimes you just need to get professional help. So this is her advice. Sometimes you just need to get professional help when your own efforts are not working. I only wish I had gone sooner. For me, getting to the subconscious is one of the best things you can possibly dream. Now, after the birth, she has given me loads of lovely feedbacks and testimonials, but this is her own words that she wanted to share. She wanted to be here live, but of course with a newborn and 2 other children, you can imagine she has a house full and she's completely busy. So she's very kind that she wanted to share this. She's also shared her video, which Kiran, her husband, was recording when she was going to give birth. So, okay. So after the birth, what her review is. So on the big day, I was very calm going in for my induction, despite how traumatic the last 2 births were with me and our baby almost dying on each one. So yes, they were very difficult births, the first 2 ones. So when they put me on a drip for induction, I got an epidural right away too and never felt any labor pain. I put my headset on and listened to both of the audios. So both of the audios that I've given her, she made sure she listened to them while she was induced. I felt like I was asleep, but I definitely wasn't as I opened my eyes after each one. That video above, that video that she shared, is right when the second one had ended. So now the second one has ended. You can see so with hypnosis, you are 300% more awake and aware than you are right now. So it's not that you're going to not pay attention, you're very much aware. So she's writing now, I was 9 centimeter dilated, so from nothing to 9, all while listening to the 2 audios. I took some clear sage oil because she's also into Thera, and she's the one who brings all the lovely fragrances and oils for me. She's amazing. And then 1 hour later, I was ready to push, and he came out in less than 10 pushes with no stitches needed. Such a difference to the last 2, where I hemorrhaged terribly and had a lot of stitches. My recovery was great afterward, and Shay has been a very calm baby, probably because of his gentle entry in the world. He was born to one of my favorite spiritual songs. Overall, the experience was so good and so different that I would ever think of having another one. Can you imagine? You have heard her, as you were reading the previous review, she said that's the last one. And now, after giving birth, she's saying I could have another one. Can you imagine that? Isn't that amazing? Now, even the 2 weeks before the induction, after the 2 sessions with me, I was a much calmer and positive person. Husband Kiran said that it was very noticeable, the change in me after the sessions. So it is amazing review. So to get rid of the trauma or changes in your mindset, she's recommending everyone to take the sessions and to be hypnotized before going for a childbirth. So it's amazing how people want to share. Now, most of my clients, when they share their reviews, they're not thinking about people are going to judge that I'm smoking or I was vaping or I was taking drugs or alcohol. They are here because they can see the power. They have tried so many things, patches, and they have tried any kind of help available in the world. But they know the power of hypnosis or the subconscious mind. You can work with your blocks, with your mental beliefs or your negative patterns by just allowing yourself to a right person seeking the professional help, allowing your therapist to program a session or a program which is perfect for your subconscious mind. They are giving review because they can see the power of their mind and how one session can actually bring a transformation, a change. And that's why they're here in front of the camera. And that's why most of the time I'm not in front of the camera, because I feel the most important people are them. All these clients, when their lives are changing and when they are sharing from their truth, that how this is a beautiful testimony, isn't it? And when they are standing here in front of camera trying to help as many people as they can, just so that they can inspire others that you can do it as well. It's your subconscious mind and you can bring the change if you want to. It's just a belief, it's just a program or a block. So what happens is, throughout your life or throughout your past life as a soul, whatever you have journeyed, the way you have died in your previous lives, whatever way, any kind of traumatic experience leads us to a block. So just like Mary in her past life had died because of that abuse, and she could have had more issues with her relationship. Now she was just 17, so that triggered the past life trauma and it got mixed up with anorexia. So anything which is too much for our subconscious to process, because it's protective mind, it's trying to protect you, but this situation that the person is in is too much for the subconscious to process and keep you safe. It's trying to bring something as a mechanism to try and mask the pain. So it could be anxiety. It could be that I have fear every time I go out, and every time I'm in public place, I have panic attacks or I have anxiety. I have fear of water. I have fear of heights, of spiders, any kind of such fears, phobias, any kind of such issues which you feel is not making you comfortable and not letting you live fullest, and you're not giving your 100%, like the person I mentioned about with the interview issues and how she's living her life in the job where she's not happy. She feels she's stuck, she's not fully utilized, she's not getting paid right, but she's stuck because she has a fear of interviews. So when we change it from there, anything that your subconscious mind is having a block or a fear, it is easy to let go. For that, all you need to do is be open to seek help. Tell your therapist what you need to be reprogrammed. We are more like your guides. We are there to program your subconscious the way you want. So you are the therapist, actually. You are the healers. You are telling what you need out of your energy field. Sometimes I feel people have a karmic pattern. They are blocked and they're having a repetitive pattern of meeting the same kind of people, having the same kind of issues. And then I tell people you need to be more open to journeying the past lives and sometimes shifting the karma with a holistic work and that kind of approach. So it depends on my clients. If they're open to the holistic work, I bring in the holistic works there. And if they're open to clinical work, then I bring in the beautiful techniques that we have here. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions or you like to know more about any particular issue that you feel like, is this something that we can help you? So anything that is mental, so anorexia, it's very much mental block. I don't want to eat, or I don't know how to eat, or I have no eating disorder. Something where I am having a fear of birth, or I'm worried about things which are not even happening. I'm too stressed. Something which is a mental issue, something which you feel is coming from your subconscious mind. So anything that is manifested physically, all the pains and aches, they're there because of some reason. But anything else like anxiety, food disorders, comfort eating, weight issues, all that is your mental issues, and it's a mental block. So that's what we can clear with hypnosis. We also work with a lot of pain control. So when people go through a lot of aches and pains in their body, just like with hypnosis, with the childbirth, so you're going through contractions, you're going through pains, and we bring something called as pain control. So with pain control, you have the power, your subconscious will start to release right chemicals in your body to ease that pain. And there are lots of techniques that has been created, which is absolutely amazing. It's all worth trying and knowing for yourself that you can use this then for your benefit. You can use this to help others, and you can actually have a different life than if you feel this is not the way you feel happy living. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I hope this talk was helpful and you have taken something out of it. I know I was just talking randomly about whatever was coming from my clients' experiences, from the experiences people wanted me to share with everyone. So this is what I have shared. Now, the most important work that I do with my clients is the inner child work. And I, of course, create a lot of meditation around it. I bring in a lot of spiritual work if a client is open to that kind of work. But my main focus and my main work is about the inner child work. When it comes to working with children, real children, I am very much passionate about it, and I give my heart and soul to children when they are teenagers or kids coming to me, because it's a very, very, it's more like a clay, and you can mold it and shape it the way you want to shape it. And they're very, very easy but very important task, I feel. And as a parent, one need to know how intricate and how detailed this work is, and how sensitive what we put in that mold is. Their personality has been shaped. So yeah, inner child work is a foundation of all my work. Bringing the self-esteem up is the foundation of all my work. No matter what sessions I bring in, always this will be the foundation. And clearing and making that inner child happy is my biggest work that I do. No matter what a client is talking about, they always have to have that inner child happy. Unless and until that inner child is happy here, dancing with joy, no matter what you do in your life, that happiness is still missing, that joy and contentment is still missing. So that inner child should be dancing, happy. That's my most important work. I love that work. And I always ask my clients, how do you feel? How's the inner child work feeling? And so that's me. I'm still talking more about just the work that we do. But tomorrow is more talk about the inner child. And if you want to know more about this work and how I bring in different things in this work, you're more than welcome to join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock, same Irish Hypnosis Blanchardstown page, and I will be live again tomorrow. And if you have questions, if you want to ask me anything, if there's anything that is concerning you and you want to know more, because mental health sometimes is not taken seriously, We feel, oh, everyone goes through this. It's just normal. You're feeling emotional. But sometimes you're living that life and you're not happy, and you know that. So if you really want to talk personally, privately message me. If you want to, ask more questions, or you want me to talk about a particular thing, just send me a message, or just, if you don't want me to share your name, that's fine. I can answer you tomorrow. And if you want to put a comment or a review about how this talk was for you, was it helpful? Because it helps me understand if these talks are helping someone, or if they are of any benefit, or it's just something that I should add on to. So please give me your reviews and your feedback. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day, a great weekend. Bye.